Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wrestling with Toxicity. I'm your host, Super Beard Vince Hoover, joined as always by Super Bro, aka the Booker, Jason Hoover, and we are live, getting ready for NXT to start here any second. And we are on Twitch, where you can follow along. You can subscribe if you're feeling generous. It's just $5 a month. Helps grow the show. Or you can use your Amazon Prime subscription, make Jeffrey Bezos pay for it, and stick it to the billionaires. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's free there. And hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live. If you are on TikTok, please hit the follow button so you know every time we go live. Show is starting. And if you're on Facebook, hit the like button, hit the share button. Yeah, it should be a very good show. I'm gonna turn the sound down just a bit. No, not mute. Yeah.
On the heels of a shocking Survivor
Good comparison,
Series,
Saul.
the WWE Universe has been buzzing all weekend, but we're kicking off tonight with the NXT Tag Team titles on the line. Welcome to NXT.
Oh, we're starting with the tag match. All right. I do not expect Humberto and Angel to win here, but you never know.
No.
Oh, let's start with a brawl.
This is nice. I like this.
When Garza and Creel attacked the family.
That was a drive-by, Victor. That was a drive-by, dog. All right?
Well, you can't blame the champs for how they're reacting. I haven't even heard a bell. This matchup hasn't begun, but we know that the
Also, I did see that Stax kind of quasi-challenged Logan Paul, which I'd be down to see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that too.
Tell the cousin,
Oh, got to wait. I'm right now. These boys taking it to the street, man. Is this a street fight?
This is not a street fight. There's the bell. Okay. So we finally have an NXT
This is a
tag
very
team
good way to
title
start the
match.
show,
Look,
Saul.
we've been
Very good way.
vocal that the family have been too charitable.
Look, man, you just can't be handing out tag team championship opportunities. They need a better manager. They need some guidance.
Nice combination offense off the neck breaker to retain in Creel.
Razor Edge and Razor's Edge kind of move into a neck breaker is pretty cool. Guys, don't forget, if you're on TikTok, follow Lex's lead and tap that screen a bunch of times. Get those likes up so the algorithm sees it and we can get it out to more people.
The Don needs to be exactly what that title demands: respect, leadership. You got to know when to say when, and that is not the. Oh wow! Beautiful.
What do y'all think of Dom so far? I think he's approved a lot. Oh, he's approved a ton. And I'm really looking forward to Wesley winning tonight and getting a match against Dom at Deadline, because it should be a very, very good match.
And we'll be streaming it on TikTok.
You want a ticket to the game, and that's what Garza and Carrillo is all about. But right now, downhill for him, brother.
Nice belly-to-belly suplex. But look, we've seen the family tie up loose ends like spare change, treating people like 4 nickels or 2 dimes. I don't care how you want to add it up. We've even seen some people take some long rides.
Yeah, he's gotten better with all that he does. Dominic's really showing improvement. Vast improvement.
One thing I like about Stax, he's a guy that's gonna you can trust him. You can trust him to keep his word. He's not a rat like a lot of people I know around here, Vic.
Still to come here tonight, fatal 4-way. If Wesley wins, he'll challenge Dirty Dominic Mysterio at Deadline.
Whew.
And also Jerry the King Lawler. Oh, chose the final 2 Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying matches.
Yeah, so I don't think he's as afraid of it anymore.
NXT. And Garza, Carrillo, the cousins, the challenger, they have turned this match around.
No
quickly.
playing, no jiving, just business.
We're also going to get our final 2 Iron Survivor qualifying matches tonight.
Let's go. That's Jerry
Lawler.
That should be good.
Just in a matter of moments. What was your first thought when you saw Garza Creel last week attack the family after dinner?
No, that's taking
Yeah, that's kind of a good way of looking at it, Rotado.
everybody in that locker room, putting every
What it does is it keeps him like, yeah, he gets messed up on the main roster and he's kind of a joke on the main roster, but it keeps him relevant and important, because here he is on NXT, is like you said, like almost like a final boss.
In both, as they get get taken down. Stacks is back in.
These guys love the party lifestyle, but they seem to have found a new form, a new focus, and that is going out there and winning, man. That's the only way you're going to impress the upper echelon, the bosses here in the NXT. I'm going to tell you, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, the underboss charging in, and Garza.
This is the tag team match, first match name here. First match of the night, tag team championship match.
And now this is where Garza, this is where Carrillo, they thrive.
Ooh, god damn.
They've been driving.
Hell of a chop there.
They're a unit now. They're totally focused on what the job is.
Going into the cover for the title.
Like, I'm excited for this entire show tonight.
Tag team championship goal, man. When you get
That's what I've been saying is like NXT have just been, they've been killing it night after night, and like I'm excited every week to watch NXT.
But look, Garza, Carrillo, they've been around. They've competed against the best. They've honed their craft all around the globe. They have the background. They have the pedigree. Can they put it together here tonight?
Oh, man.
Stacks may be out.
Right.
Titles are on the line. Carrillo into the cover and another near fall. I'm sure both teams cooked up a strategy tonight over their Thanksgiving feasts, and right now it's the cousins who are putting it together. And Stacks right here, Book, he is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth as far as strategizing. You could tell that
Look, the tag was made.
Carrillo and Garza has been working on a master plan, and that plan is big, about to come to fruition. Oh, no.
Oh, the Don
Nice
tag
European
in.
uppercut into a German.
He certainly
Like
knows
that.
it now.
These guys,
Very nice.
Don is
something I don't think it's talked about enough
here
is that
tonight.
these guys are
Remember
actually
what
a
happened
really
last
good
week.
tag team. Like
Getting
their
attacked
combination
outside the
offense
restaurant,
is
trying to have a
solid
feast
and
with his family to
diverse.
celebrate the tag team titles.
That's, I'm feeling
Stacks
good.
going to the top.
Full tummy, full show.
Don going to the top.
what's going on, guys?
Oh, Garza.
Feeling good, Fats. Performers wrestle with more passion when they're hungry. Everyone in NXT is hungry to make main. Yeah,
Powerbomb from the
you're
top.
absolutely right.
Wait a minute, Vic. I smell something.
But I think what's also
Yeah.
happening is because they're making NXT such a prominent product is that
Tony D'Angelo and
people on the
Stacks
main roster are starting to take notice and realize that their spots might not be as locked in as they think. And I think it's making the main roster better as well.
Who's walking out with the NXT tag team titles?
Let's mute the commercial here.
Please be a phone. Please be a phone. Is
Shut
it a
up.
phone?
Shut up. Shut up. There we go. God damn. At least it is picture in picture.
Yeah.
Which Raw did, like, I think once last night, but they don't do it that often.
No.
And SmackDown used to do it, and I don't think they do it much anymore. Really do appreciate y'all doing this every week. Y'all are gonna be my favorite TikTok people. Well, thank you so much, Fats. I greatly appreciate that. And that's the whole reason I do this. I'm not... Would I love to be making a fortune doing this and being able to care for everybody I love? Of course. Who wouldn't? But I'm not doing this for a paycheck. I'm doing this because this is what I love, and I want to give people something that's, you know, free of the toxicity and where they can just be a fan and enjoy what they do and watch, you know, wrestling like they love, or, you know, talk about comic book movies which they love, or talk about, you know, food or whatever they geek out about. And that's the whole point of the Geeks and Noobs Network.
Competition from the underdog always makes the big guys push harder. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. When you can watch NXT and go, oh, these guys could replace me if I don't step it up. That's huge. Like, that's huge. Happy you found us too, Max. Glad you're here. Absolutely my pleasure for doing this.
Yeah. Tell your friends, tell your family, come watch.
Also, so we're going to be doing a subathon on Twitch and on TikTok. I'm thinking, so December 2nd, one of my favorite YouTubers, Jacksepticeye, does a thing every year called Thankmas. Last year, they raised $10 million for the World Food Center. It was insane to watch. It was so cool. This year, he's doing it again. We're going to join up with that and have a donation link for the World Food Center on December 2nd, but we're also going to turn it into a subathon. So we're going to set the clock at 24 hours, and then every time somebody subs on Twitch or donates on Twitch, we'll add time, and we'll do the same with people gifting here on TikTok. So we'll also have it streaming live on TikTok. And so I haven't figured out how to do the gifts just yet, like how to calculate time with gifts just yet. But I'll figure that out over time and we'll get that going.
Fats, I love all wrestling and love talking wrestling and getting wrestling knowledge. I really appreciate it. Guys, that's what we're here for, man. To give a non-toxic view on the wrestling scene as it is right now, but also share our opinions and our knowledge with you guys.
Trying to fix the Twitch layout. Something got screwed up.
Okay. Last episode was nice. We had a good turnout. What was it, like almost 82 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
They're giving this match a lot of time. I'm greatly appreciative of it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry guys. I'll get the sound up. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry. Unfortunately, I don't have like a production team or anything, so I do everything myself. So sorry.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on. That's most important. I mean, I call it tag team synergy, but right now, little mishap.
Well, Stacks finally able to make the tag. Garza Carrillo went to the well one too often. And Tony D'Angelo, the Don, fired up, waiting patiently, just tossing Carrillo.
Muscle on this team right here. The Don just coming in on all power moves right now. Nothing pretty, nothing fancy, but getting the job done. Very effective. Here we go. Oh, guys, man.
Well, the Don just tossing Carrillo back into his own corner. A tag was
Brutal exploder in the corner.
Is now the legal superstar. The Don doesn't realize it.
Subathon should be fun. I don't even know what we're gonna do exactly. I maybe play some games. I know we're gonna watch. Obviously, we're gonna keep going with our shows. Whatever shows that we watch, we'll have those going. But our standard programming will stick around. But obviously, I gotta fill time. Part of me was thinking about playing Resident Evil 4 again. I haven't finished that. The part of me was thinking about finishing Resident Evil 4. Or actually like restarting it and playing it from the beginning straight through.
Might be fun.
Yeah. God of War Ragnarok was another one I was considering. But
Yeah.
I would play.
Keep an eye on chat.
Yeah, I would play like the career mode on WWE 2K23 if I could get the goddamn game to work. But Steam is completely useless in that.
Just able to get that shoulder up.
Referee did a good job right there, not making that 3 count.
Ooh, nice spine buster. Oh god, right to the ear.
Back to his feet comes Stacks, dropping Garza. Modified DDT.
I like the modified DDT like that. I wish I had done that
The
more.
front slash.
Yeah.
Another near fall. This is showing you what the tag team division means here in NXT.
Garza and Carrillo, this means that
Andrew Chase breaks his title tonight here, live on NXT.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's good. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of that.
NXT Universe is not silent in
You know something else I want to see somebody do, and it's something I had thought about doing, but I never tried it? You got somebody up in the vertical suplex, you're in the stalling form, and you flip them forward and turn it into a power bomb.
Just like we saw
Ooh.
in the attack last week.
That is it.
It is not, and wait a minute.
Oh, the kick out into a low blow. I like that.
That's
Fair play
I
on
nice.
like that.
inadvertently. Stacks, I think, went low. Tagging in the Don. We're trying to get our composure here ringside.
I can't believe Stacks kicked out of that finisher right there. That was
Bada bing, bada boom. A little extra oomph to help out Carrillo. Into
I like
the
that.
corner. And the family
I like that. That was good. I think that Tony D'Angelo and Stax have been able to take this gimmick that seems kind of like an over-the-top mid-card gimmick, right? They have made it something that you could bring to the main roster and make them a prominent tag team. Because like look at the New Day did the same thing. They took a bad gimmick and turned it into something great. I wouldn't say this is a bad gimmick, but it's a gimmick that had a ceiling. But they have broken that ceiling, and I think you could take this to the main roster at some day, keep them exactly who they are, and keep it going.
Handle family business tonight on NXT.
That was well done.
I like this thing. Mate, Ilya's sacrifices are unreal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Pain and isolation for the greater good of your family.
It's a fatal four-way, Fats. It's got to be Wes. You've got 3 guys who are main roster guys.
Sure, the WrestleMania moment.
And the only person who gets to face Dom if they win is Wes Lee. The other 3 don't get a shot.
Now, don't get me wrong.
They're just there to stop Wes Lee. So it's got to be Wes Lee that wins. Denny, how's it going?
Much rather Corbin's lavish lifestyle, wouldn't you?
So what you're
I
basically
don't expect the winners. I didn't expect the winners.
winners.
Yeah, the Creed brothers did well, and I'm excited for them.
Is that correct, Nathan? Is that right?
No, Ilya. That's not what I meant.
So my son shouldn't be inspired by my sacrifices. Is that correct? Is what you're saying?
Why are you putting words in my mouth? All I'm saying is that you look at Corbin's life and you look at yours, and Corbin's
Well,
is
it
just...
seems to me so much better, right? Is that what you tried to say? It seems like you lack respect for what I'm doing.
Ilya, we've known each other for a while now, right? You know the respect is there.
I'll respect here, respect there. Face to face. But as soon as I turn my back, it's a whole different
Okay, well, I didn't know you were lurking in the background, but now that you're here, I will tell you face to face. Yes, I'd much prefer Corbin's lifestyle over yours. So would like 99% of the people here. I'm not going to apologize for stating mere facts, mate.
Oh, we are far beyond the point where apology is going to resolve this.
Fans me, I didn't realize they
Okay,
wrestled so
you're a
well.
little
Because of
wound
Black
tight
yeah,
for
no,
your upcoming match at
they're
Deadline.
awesome.
It's all right, pal.
The Brutus ball scares me for Julius because he gets
Oh,
Brutus
there I
ass
am.
in his face all the time. Or he's gonna get a concussion from it.
This.
Who are the guys in the background to face paint? I'm not 100% sure. But if we're gonna get Nathan Frazier versus Ilya Dragunov, I'm rock hard. Please, yes, give it to me all day long. And of course, now Spectrum is buffering. There it goes. Jesus Christ.
Challenge qualifying
Yes.
matches. Now let's start out with the men. First of all, badass Braun Breaker. He's powerful. He's explosive. And if he qualifies, he's my pick to win a Deadline. But standing in his way is none other than Eddie Thorpe. Eddie wants to prove that he's ready. Eddie is your chance. And now for the women. Kaylani Jordan has really impressed me.
So this is probably why Kaylani didn't win.
Kiana has all
Didn't win the
to be a future women's champion. They're my picks.
I can see that,
tournament
yeah.
is because I think like what'll probably happen. Roxanne will probably distract Kiana in some way, but I think Kaylani Jordan wins and gets inside that. Rocky, you're not very late. You're right on time. Yeah, I think she'll win the night. Could be due to Roxanne distraction, but I think she'll win the night. Oh, we're getting that next. All right. I really like Kaylani Jordan. I think she's super uber talented. She didn't win the breakout tournament, so I think this is why she didn't win it, is because she's getting this spot. Did you see who's back? I'm pissed off now. You're talking about CM Punk, Rocky?
Jerry the King Lawler, who is headed to Deadline? Is it Kiana James or is it Kalani Jordan? We're going to find out next, live right here on NXT.
I think all that Kaylani needs is develop a little bit more of a character. Yeah, you know what? It is what it is. Like I said, never say never in the sports entertainment landscape. Last night, he proved that maybe he's not who he says he is. That promo last night was, but I'm giving him a week to kind of get his bearings. We'll see how it goes. And as long as he doesn't, the thing is, he's not going to be able to be a cancer in that locker room because they're not going to put up with it. And I'm sure there are heavy stipulations on his contract, and they would, in a heartbeat, fire him. Because WWE looks great. They brought him back, gave the fans what they wanted, but then they get to say, hey, look, we told you so. We knew he was a cancer. We knew he was a bad guy, but we gave him a second chance. He told us he had grown, even though the other company had already fired him. Which apparently, by the way, it's come out very recently that Bryan Danielson was the one who led up the committee that made the choice to have him fired. And I think it was a smart call for AEW to fire him because he was a problem. He was a repeat offender. And WWE's, it's a win-win for them. Either they make a ton of money because CM Punk is back, or they save face when they fire the guy and prove that he's worthless, and then he can never go anywhere. He gets fired from WWE. I don't even think TNA would try to sign him. I think they would be like,
No.
all right, maybe, So it's a win-win for WWE on a business side of things because they're going to make a ton of money on merch. If he does keep his nose clean, we're going to get matches like Seth Rollins versus CM Punk eventually. That's going to have great stories and it's going to draw eyes to the product. So, and if he doesn't keep his nose clean and he's a dick, they just fire him and they look like the bigger person. Hey, we tried to give this problem guy a chance. He said he had changed. We took him at face value. Turns out he hadn't. And then everybody forgets about the fact that they fired him on his wedding day, the lawsuit, all that stuff. Because all it is, it just shows that CM Punk is the common denominator here and the problem. So it's a win-win for WWE.
Speaking of the wedding, though, there's a good chance we might get AJ Lee back, which would be amazing. Even if she just makes an appearance in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, she was backstage at Raw on Monday night. Bailey posted a picture with her on her Instagram at the arena. So she was there. That was cool. I'd love to get AJ Lee back.
Yeah. I think this current crop of females also would give her some really good competition. I'm not saying the females that were around that when she was in didn't give her good competition. I just think these girls are more able to work with her style, where the other girls, it was more, really wasn't.
Well, you got to remember, it was still the Divas era when AJ Lee was there. We hadn't had the women's evolution yet or anything like that. And, now you've got some of the greatest wrestlers in the world who happen to be female on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're not just the greatest female wrestlers, they're some of the greatest wrestlers, period. And it would allow AJ Lee, I think, to shine, because I think AJ Lee was kind of ahead of her time.
Mm-hmm. Completely agreed. AJ could fight the current women's champion. I think it would be a good match. Either one. I think her, Ripley, her, or Io Sky.
Yeah.
Either one.
Great matches. They would be great matches. Now, if she does sign full time, I'm thinking, and she probably end up being a free agent similar to what Punk is doing. I'm sure they're going to keep them together. WWE is very good about that. I would love AJ to return to the Rumble as well. Oh, speaking of, I need to look something up. I apologize if I go quiet for a minute. I need to look something up.
All good.
2019, Johnny Gargano will become a champion. But if I want the North American Championship, I'm gonna take it.
And new NXT North American Champion, Johnny Gargano.
I am your NXT
Johnny Gargano vignette going on right now.
I'm on top of the world right now, and I'm
Yeah, they're going to highlight each champion when they won the NA Championship.
North American champion in NXT history right here. The first ever three-time NXT North American champion, Johnny Gargano.
I think still the only 3-time North American champion.
Right here. I'll tell you that. We got the guy. Come on, Bridge. You got to tell me, has it sunk in yet that you're going to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge?
Yeah, dude, you're going to deadline.
Guys, look, I'm pumped. Last week was the biggest match of my career.
Oh, the biggest match of your career.
Well, hell yeah. I beat former NXT champion Carmelo Hayes, and no one believed in me. Well, except y'all, and I love y'all.
Wow.
If it isn't Mr. Iron Survivor Qualifier.
Bingo.
Little help from me. No big deal. Credit where credit is due. You beat Carmelo Hayes. JBL put his stamp of approval on you, and you knocked it out of the park, my friend.
Damn right.
And Fallon, the legendary Mick Foley selected you.
Yes, he did.
Lexus King, nice to meet you.
Ew.
Something funny over there, Brooks? Last I checked, none of the legends selected you for the tournament. I wonder why.
I'm wondering why you're stirring the pot.
I wouldn't say I'm stirring the pot, my friend. I'm just calling it like I see it. And the way I see it.
Dude, you see nothing. You are just a parasite for the spotlight. You want the spotlight so bad, man? Then you and your beard can take center stage tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight, absolutely. Brooks is going to show those Hall of Famers why they should have picked him, too. Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna do it kayfabe or not, but
You got it.
You got this, brother. I believe in you. Thank you.
I'm loving what they're doing with the
It's a
character.
1,000% kayfabe. Brian Pillman Jr., a.k.a. Lexus King, is not a cancer to the locker room. He's not going to stir up trouble in the locker room. I have heard nothing but glorious praise for the man in both locker rooms. So it's just the character. Hey, Nikita Lyons.
Glad to see her back.
She's on her way. They just said it. She's recovering. She's on her way.
Yeah, honestly, Nikita Lyons versus Nia Jax is a match I would love to see.
I don't want to see it because I don't want her getting injured again.
Making her way to the ring, Kiana James.
Now, someone who thinks she's the big bad wolf is Kiana James, and she's become very vocal as of late, and has focused a lot of her attention on Roxanne Perez.
Yes. Tonight is going to tell me a whole lot about the boss, Kiana James. That's what I call her. She's a boss. She's in control. She's in charge. She might even hire you, dog.
Better watch your cholesterol, book.
You better fill out an application.
Well, look, this is a matchup when you take a look at these two superstars. All seriousness, right?
Yes.
This is what makes this brand so unique. You see superstars like Kiana James, Kalani Jordan grow from day one, adds an extra level of intrigue and excitement. NXT, the only place you can get that.
Just sitting here watching is unbelievable. Watching Kalani Jordan. It's just like growth spurts, like my son. You can see her grow from week to week. And she's a student of the game, like downloading information like ChatGTP. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's glad you bring that up because Kalani Jordan has been impressive. She's really taken to the learning of inside the ring, what it takes to train outside film study, being open-minded. As a trainer and a coach, Booker, that's something you have to look at as a characteristic of someone that you want to help mold.
Both of these ladies definitely had that characteristic. I look at Kiana James as far as when she came from just last year, just a year ago. You talk about the growth over that 1 year. We're going to see exactly how it play out here tonight. But this young lady, I think she has something special, Vic. She is different.
There's a nice drop kick from Jordan. Do you define Kalani Jordan as a breakout star like Jerry Lawler did?
I mean, the consensus says she is the breakout star.
Ooh, something else we could do on the
breakout star, but you know, people say
Jessica Carr is the greatest ref right now.
Me every time I think about WrestleMania.
Love her. She's awesome.
Not winning that match.
We could do like Jackbox games and stuff during the subathon too. That way
We
everybody can
could.
play along.
We could do that meme. Yeah, we could do that meme game that you had playing. We were playing before
Yeah,
too.
the memes against humanity game too. Yeah.
Between these two superstars, it's official. Nathan Frazier will face the NXT champion.
Hell yes.
Here tonight.
Let me tell you something. That's a main event anywhere in the world. And Ilya Dragunov. You don't
I'm hoping it's not a squash match. I'm hoping.
Oh no, it's not gonna be.
Frazier gets some good time.
They're not gonna do that to Nathan Frazier. They're still building him up. And they also just know it's going to be good. Like, you can't have Booker T literally just say it's a main event match anywhere you go and then have it be a squash match.
Yeah.
Mike Chioda was good, but I've heard a lot of his podcast stuff and the interviews he's done, and he not a good guy. NXT is 2 hours, technically 2 hours and 8 minutes. It runs till 10:08 Eastern. So we got like a little over an hour and a half left.
agony of defeat. But the thing is, you got to lose.
Oh, hair, ref,
You know
come
how
on.
to win, Vic.
Well, Kiana James cutting some corners as she likes doing most of her victories. And we talk about signature wins. Of course, it was after deadline last year. Kiana James would go on to win the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, would go on to have some moments in her own right. Can she capitalize here tonight? But the pace is quickening. That will favor Kalani Jordan. And Jordan going up, going around. And,
Nice.
this got caught.
I do
Leo,
love that.
How you doing?
that-
Good afternoon.
Spoke a little bit too soon, Book.
Yes, right there. That was a beautiful.
So you missed the opening match, which was the tag team title match between Angel and Humberto versus the family, and it was a really, really good match.
Like they started the show off with Raw ladies.
Yeah, it was a very good match from start to finish. This is the second match of the night.
In the Iron Survivor Challenge match at Deadline a week from Saturday in Bridgeport. Tickets on sale now. Ticketmaster.
I definitely think Wesley wins tonight. I'm hoping he wins it back at Deadline. It's not going to really hurt the Judgment Day storyline if Dom loses that title. And it'll keep them from being stretched a little too thin through multiple shows. So I really do hope that that they pull the trigger, give it back to Wesley. So I'm excited for that. I mean, this whole night, we're getting Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazier. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Never say never. Andrade returns to WWE once his contract is up. From what I understand, and this is just rumors, so take it with a massive grain of salt. Andrade is trying to get his release once again from AEW. Like he's wanting out of his contract. They're not using him, so I don't blame him. And I think he would go back to WWE. Obviously, his wife is there. Charlotte. He's a Triple H man. And Triple H would know how to use him.
Yep.
I really like the match between Zoe and Rhea at Survivor Series, but this is a good match. This is a very good match. Kiana James has very, like, under the radar improved a lot. And Kehlani Jordan just has a massively bright future ahead of her. She just has to develop her character some more, her gimmick some more. Right now, she's kind of just like wrestler one in creator wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Andrade and Zelina were matched together. I agree. But I think with the way Andrade has made himself between his his end time at WWE and his time in AEW, and with the way Zelina's going with the LWO and being a face, it's worked well for her and it's worked well for him. And I don't think you need to bring them back together to try to capture that. Like you want to definitely like, if it's meant to happen, it'll kind of happen organically. You know what I mean? Like the crowd will feel it and management will feel it. But I think Andrade on his own will be just fine.
Yeah. Or they bring him back and put him with Santos.
I mean, possibly, but again, you're also counting on him getting his release immediately. And I think Tony Khan has very famously not given people their release. He just has them go through their contract. QT Marshall just, by the way, didn't renew.
Yeah.
Malachi, I think when it comes to Malachi is that Tony, what he's not doing for Andre, he's doing for Malachi. Is that every time Malachi kind of teases that he wants out of his contract, Tony Khan gives him something to do to keep him occupied. But I could see Malachi Black trying to get out of his contract too. I definitely don't see him renewing it, but I could be wrong. AEW could turn everything around. You never know. Like I feel like they're on a bit of a downward movement right now, but they could turn it all around. And competition breeds success. I don't want to see them close their doors. I don't want to see them fail. I would love to see them get better. I'd love to watch both products. I just right now cannot get fully invested in it. And we talked about the FTW championship, by the way. Wheeler Yuta is not the FTW champion. Hook is FTW champion right now. Hook has that championship. He is the champion. Wheeler Yuta is the ROH pure champion.
Okay.
To effect. Here we go. Oh, wow.
This is her chance to bounce back in a
The thing is,
way.
also with Malachi Black, I have a feeling he'll wait to come back to WWE until Murphy and Brody King's contracts are up too, and have all three of them come back together.
Maybe. Well, I don't know about waiting, because if his contract's up first, he's not going to go sit at home and wait for them.
No, you're right. He could do the whole "I've got a crew coming," and everybody, you know.
How is she now better prepared to succeed?
The filming style looks like WCW. I think a lot of what bothers me AEW's production. Yeah, it's well. The thing is like the guys in WWE. Most of the guys that work production in WWE have been there for 20 plus years, and it's a fine, well-oiled machine. Starting a new company with no production experience yourself, as in Tony Khan or even Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Cody Rhodes had the most, and that was by proxy because of being in WWE. They're trying to do it kind of from scratch. One of the few, like, every time there's roster cuts, one of the few things that never gets cut is production in WWE. Those guys have very little turnaround when it comes to production. Hell, Stu, who's actually now a famous cameraman because John Cena and everybody else talks about him, Stu has been there for like 30 years. And so AEW is kind of learning as they go.
Jordan up top, maybe looking for a superplex. James trying to block best that she can.
Roxy, the crowd's already spotted Roxy. That's why they're standing up and pointing off to the crowd, and they're chanting her name. They've already spotted her sneaking out, like she's supposed to come out the back. So what I talked about is going to happen.
There's that 401k.
Better cover. Better get a cover quick.
Now looking for the deal break. It's Roxanne Perez. James took her eye off the ball. As we talked about earlier, sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. And there's Kalani Jordan.
Leg of moonsault.
One of a kind, and is headed to deadline.
Yeah, it's never been made official that MJF has re-signed, but every source is saying that he has re-signed till 2027. Good for him. Hopefully he can be even if AEW doesn't come back up from this downward movement, he could be a bright shining star in an otherwise cesspool. My biggest hope is that AEW rises back up and he stays at the top and is that shining star, atop a bright company, and then we can have a real contract war of 2027 or 2028 or 2027, I guess.
Nah, it might be 2028. The great debate of 2028. You can see that.
A week from Saturday. Roxanne Perez not too happy, as you can see into her eyes, but are we looking into the eyes of the next?
So she's now part of the Women's Iron Survivor match, Namir. So it'll be her, Tiffany Stratton,
I said that 2022 was going to be
Lash Jordan, and
except for what I got in this business to be.
Or not Lash Jordan.
Last Legend.
Last Legend. Thank you. And I forgot who the fourth is.
The one girl that's always been taking responsibility for all the backstage female parking lot attacks.
Oh yeah, Bree Davenport.
Yeah.
I feel like Jericho's Painmaker character was the start of AEW's downturn. It was just so bad. I don't think that was the downturn, because he was actually successful as the Painmaker, and AEW was at the top of their game at that time. Their downturn has really happened since it started with the Brawl Out. Ever since the CM Punk happened the first time, the fight backstage, things have been taking a downturn for AEW. Their ratings have gone down.
You saw I was this close to adding the Heritage Cup to the Alpha Academy trophy case. Norm, tap down. We
Love Alpha Academy.
That's right, Tazawa-san, but rules are rules, okay? It was after the bell.
Regardless, I want to get my hands on Metaphor, especially Lash.
Oh yeah, Miss Lash. Oh, okay. Easy, Otis. That's right.
Swimming in there.
You guys are riding high right now, all right? Norm's still the Heritage Cup champion. Lash is going to Deadline. But you guys are nothing but savages, idiots, savages, idiots. And we intend to prove it.
We're going to prove that you don't have the style.
The strength or the spirit. That's right. So Metaphor, next week. You guys versus Alpha Academy in a 6-person mixed tag team match. No rules
All right.
protected, no rounds, no
That's going to be
interference.
amazing.
And we want your answer by the end of tonight. Oh, thank you!
Well,
Hell yeah.
we're about to get answers in
Hell
moments
yeah.
Because our press conference area is ready.
That's gonna be fun.
Andre Chase addresses the universe next
Oh.
on NXT.
All right, we're probably going to get answers on this whole Andre Chase thing.
Hopefully. And hopefully it's decent.
I have so much faith in him. I'm not worried about it.
I think you.
I'm right now. I'm thinking that Tiffany Stratton wins the Iron Survivor Gauntlet match.
Okay.
I really feel like they're gonna get her back up into the title picture. If she doesn't win, I'm kind of expecting her to maybe at the Royal Rumble get moved up to the main roster,
I can see that.
which I'm all for because she's ready for it because she's so good. She also didn't she get mentioned on Raw or was it Survivor Series?
Her.
Somebody, I think it was on Raw.
Her and Flair. Yeah.
I think it was on Raw. Michael Cole was talking about NXT and he was talking about he mentioned her being amazing. So it could be that maybe she doesn't win and they're gonna just get her ready for the Royal Rumble.
Mm. Well, her and Flair, Charlotte Flair, actually took some pictures backstage, stuff like that. And that surprisingly to me might be a really good tag team.
I would prefer to see them fight. You give me Tiffany Stratton versus
too.
Charlotte Flair. Holy shit. Also, another one I think that would actually be really good would be Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley.
Yes, that would be conflicting styles and stuff like that too. And it would be
But Tiffany Stratton is a fucking powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
She is so goddamn strong, so goddamn athletic. She's gonna crush on the main roster. She's gonna be so good. It's crazy to me. Like you see people like Kehlani Jordan, people like Tiffany Stratton. You know, you see these people like the Creed brothers. They were signed on NIL deals. These were not indie wrestlers or people who have been wrestling their whole lives. Like, granted, the Creed brothers had, collegiate wrestling, but these were people that were signed by NIL deals just because they were athletes and have become such an amazing, amazing, amazing thing.
Yes.
Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. Yeah.
Yes.
Although I do think Trish is I think she said she's done. But I mean, I'm sure she could be. I think she said that before, so I'm sure she could be talked into coming back. I would say give me
AJ Lee.
I would say give me Tiffany Stratton versus Becky Lynch, but we already got that, and it was fucking amazing. Although give it to me on the main roster, and I'm all for it too. You never done in pro wrestling, LOL. Yeah, it's true. You're never done in pro wrestling. That's true. I mean, look at Ric Flair. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you're never done. I heard somewhere Lita might come back. I know she wants to come back. I got to sit in on an interview panel with her at Comic Palooza in Houston back in May, and she was asked the question. She's like, I don't think my story's done. I want to come back. I'm waiting on the phone call. I'm ready to go. Still want Charlotte Flair versus Michelle McCool. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
I love the way Michelle got into the Royal Rumble last year. She was literally sitting in the crowd, and they called her up and played her music, and she looked shocked, and she pulled off her hoodie, and she fought in fucking leggings and a sports bra. She wasn't in her uniform. She wasn't dressed to fight. Tennis shoes, you know. Oh,
Williams
Anonymous.
was brutally attacked here on NXT, and Anonymous somehow got the video surveillance footage of that night. There you can see October 17th, just before 9 p.m. Trick Williams was scheduled to be in a 4-way matchup, and then you see Lexis King, and take a look at what Lexis King does. Follows Trick Williams on the same night. Trick Williams was ambushed and heinously attacked.
But it doesn't show the ambush.
Right? Somebody
No, it doesn't.
Mello an apology. Start with you, right?
What do you mean me?
You said it was Mello who did it.
I asked Carmelo.
You said you insinuated it was Mello.
Well, I will apologize in due time, but we still have a lot of questions about that night. We're going to get some questions answered right now.
Lexis King might have run in there with the intent to attack him, but then saw Mello do it and just took credit for it.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Andre Chase, and I'm the founder of Andre Chase University.
JC Jane is trying so hard not to break already.
I'd first like to thank the investigators for their communication, cooperation, and professionalism throughout this investigation. I'd also like to recognize the Chase U student body, faculty,
I can't see anything else.
for carrying on with the day-to-day operations and curriculum. Without the support of this Chase U family, I'm not sure I'm standing here right now. As you all know, we're at a moment in time that is history-making for NXT. And while I wish that we were gathered here under better circumstances, I would just like to address the news that broke last week about Andre Chase University being under investigation. I want to be as forthcoming and as honest as I can be about this, but please remember, this is an ongoing investigation, so I am limited to what I can share. With that being said, it appears that Andre Chase University has found itself in a difficult situation. The investigation reveals suspicious and illegal activity, such as gambling and the misuse of university funds, which has landed the university in severe debt. Unfortunately, I stand here today to tell you that this is all true. As the head of Chase U, I take full responsibility for the difficulties that have put the university that I love so much in debt. I will work arduously to pay back these obligations as quickly as possible and restore Chase University to what it is, an institution that shapes young minds and future sports entertainers. And that's all I can share on the matter for right now, but I will open the floor to questions.
Mr. Chase, how much do you owe and who do you owe the money to?
The amount I owe is not important, but it is significant. What is important is paying back as fast as possible to restore university activities. Next question.
Who do you owe the money to? Who do you owe the money to?
Next question. Next question.
Mr. Chase, do you have any idea how your gambling practices will lead to the public?
I have my thoughts and suspicions, but I'm not going to speculate at this time. Next question.
Mr. Chase, what does this mean for the university? Is there something you'd like to say to the student body?
If this situation isn't taken care of, everything that we've built at Chase U is in jeopardy. As for the student body, I want to publicly apologize to each and every one of you because my irresponsibility caused this. I will address the students at Chase U at the next assembly. No further questions. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
What are the probabilities? Are you going to resign, Mr. Chase?
You know what they say, he who lies about small things ought to be disbelieved with big things. This time,
Okay.
he guilty. I almost said something else.
That was deep, bud.
Yeah.
So the gambling, I think, I remember there was some kind of segment, I think, with a poker game or something with Duke Hudson. I have a feeling the people they have to pay back they got basically some stuff from the family, which is why the family was involved. All right. Also, JC Jane, when he said that he has his suspicions on who leaked it, she had to cover her eye. Well, you know, so I believe she just posted about the poker game or something. And what they took it was, I don't think was the intention at the time. Like she was just posting stuff to IG as one would do. They've been able to turn it into something, so I like that. I think Braun shows up at Royal Rumble. I think if I had to pick one name that was I was almost certain was going to be at the Royal Rumble and make their main roster debut, it'd be Braun Breaker.
Yep. Which one of these two superstars will do the same?
Oh, here we go. Psych himself up like that too. Yeah.
Oh, he's got taped ribs. Yeah, we definitely know who's winning this match.
You can see the ribs heavily taped. That's because Eddie Thorpe was beaten down.
I can see it, Rada. I can see it.
On one last week on NXT.
That's a real man, though, dog. I mean, look in the eyes of Eddie Thorpe. He ain't scared. He's embracing this night right here. This is the biggest night of Eddie Thorpe's young career. A chance. That's all it takes. That's all you need is a chance, man.
Jerry Lawler, said earlier tonight over the weekend.
Something else we'll do probably for the subathon is we'll get back to doing our Stream Element sponsorships. So we'll have a game or two from that to play as well. Will, how's it going? Welcome over on Twitch.
And the one thing I like about this match, he gets the chance to test his mettle against truly one of the best here in NXT.
Talk about the best. Three of the best North American champions are here tonight in our main event against Wesley Dirty Dom, the current North American champion. Certainly has stacked the odds against the Cardiac Kid. And focusing on this matchup and going back to the attack we talked about. Still confused as to why someone in the locker room target Eddie Thorpe, but I'm mainly talking about Drew Gulak and company.
No, you know what I think? Because some guys, they write their own team. They're not worried about anybody else. And I always say, you got to know how to make it in the locker room.
For main roster shows like SmackDown and Raw, can we start doing prediction polls before matches? Yes. Yes, we can do that. Remind me on Friday, but yes.
Look how powerful, and that is exactly what Jerry Lawler said. Powerful, explosive. And do you agree with Lawler that if Braun qualifies, he's the favorite in Bridgeport?
You know what, man? There's a plethora of talent.
Yeah, I think it added good community involvement too. So yeah, we'll do that. So remind me on Friday, but yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, premium live event. And I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody got the upper hand in NXT.
But look at Thorpe now just waiting, baiting in Braun Breaker. Typically, you'd see Eddie Thorpe maybe take a risk, but Thorpe knows that he's not 100%, and his body's ravaged with pain.
Right there to the rib, right to the solar plexus. Big shot like that. Think all the air just was driven right out of Eddie Thorpe's body right there.
Booker, you can't walk into a matchup with Braun Breaker with a bullseye on your
I
body.
would like to see Sean, Pierce, and all the ring together going, okay, look. We each get to pick 8 people. These 8 people, no, you get each 16 people. Those 16 people each have matches, so like that. Winners of those matches get to go into the Royal Rumble. The reason why I only say 16 instead of like 20 is that way you've got those spots left open for like surprise entrants and returns and stuff like that.
Just creating mayhem and destruction, man. Look at the pain. Look at the anguish that Eddie Thorpe is going through right now.
And again, the pain.
I mean, yeah, I can kind of see it, but that's 8 spots for NXT, whereas that's taking spots away from rosters that are already on the main roster.
3-on-1.
Okay.
I don't think you need to have 8. I don't think you need to have 8 people from NXT. I could see 1 or 2 people from NXT that are not being called up, and then 1 or 2 that are being called up. But I don't see more than that.
Things looking bleak for Thorpe, and look at Braun Breaker.
Now you can do 1 or 2, so 4 total. 4 men, 4 women, maybe. But you got to leave a lot of room for the main roster guys, because the Royal Rumble is where a lot of them get to come out and just be seen. Breaker is a former U.S. champion. Yes, I believe that is true. No, I'm thinking North American champion. I don't know why I said former U.S. champion. He's a former North American champion. So Breaker could easily be a U.S. champion as his first title, for sure.
Gut-buster.
Braun
Don't miss a
versus
second.
Braun
Claudio.
versus Claudio would be a great match.
Cover,
Yes.
doesn't hook the leg.
Yes.
Kick out by Thorpe. Who's Hayes?
Yes.
Takes
That
That
could
is
definitely.
someone that you give me Claudio back in the WWE under Triple H. I think he's got a whole different character.
Well, I don't think he's got a different character. I think he's just got a push. I don't think he's got a different character. There was nothing wrong with his character. His character wasn't the problem. It was the fact that he just couldn't. No, Vince McMahon wouldn't book him. Dude was over. Brian, look how much Bryan Danielson pushed for him on his way out the door. Pushed for Claudio to be something as Cesaro.
Agreed.
I want to see WWE bring back the Cruiserweight division. I don't, and I'll tell you why. Because you then separate the Cruiserweights from the Heavyweights, and we don't get matches that we want to see. You're going to keep, it's going to create a division that, and Triple H isn't about that. He's not, even though he is a massive dude, and he does love, big men slapping man meat. He's also a guy that thinks that Johnny Gargano can be world champion. He's a guy who thinks that, people of that, Tommaso Ciampa and other people, they could all be world champion. But if you have a cruiserweight division, then it's just like, oh, well, Johnny Gargano's in a cruiserweight division. He could go for that title, but he could never be world champion because the word heavyweight's on it. And even though it is heavyweight, they don't follow the weight limit. But once you bring back a cruiserweight division, you then have to start following weight limits. I also don't think they need another belt right now. They don't need another belt.
They need to fix the ones they've got.
Yeah, I think they need to split up the tag titles, which apparently the rumor is that's imminent. They need to solidify the women's tag team title as an important title, which they are building that back up. Maybe one day we get a mid-card women's title. Maybe. But that would be the next one to come and not bring back the Cruiserweight title. Yeah, I don't think the men need another title. You've got the North American title in NXT. You've got the Intercontinental and US title. We don't need another, what is essentially a mid-card title for the men. I'm glad they got rid of the 24/7 title. We don't need a hardcore title. We don't need. I think that there's enough titles that we don't need to add more to the card. Like I said, I think the next one if they do add another title, it might be like a mid-card women's championship, like a women's intercontinental championship or something. That's the only other one I could see that would make sense to add. Because adding another men's title, it's the problem you have at AEW. There's so many titles that it's diluted, and none of the belts mean anything because there's so many of them. Especially since they decided to defend and use the ROH titles on the main roster so much. So you've got 2 different tag belts. You've got the trios belt. You've got the international title. You've got the FTW title. You've got the pure title. You've got the heavyweight title. You've got AAA titles. You've got New Japan titles. It's just too much.
You'll get the new title coming out with the winner of this tournament that they've got going on too.
Oh yeah. As bloated as AEW's roster is, they're going to get to a point where everybody has a goddamn title.
He's gonna have to pull one out of the hat because he's dealing with
the Intercontinental left-handed title.
He's dealing with a lot of pain, and I'm gonna tell you, rib injury is one of the worst injuries you're gonna get in this business.
It's wise of Braun Breaker. Then smart game planning is exploiting the injured ribs of Eddie Thorpe.
He's just trying to breathe. You gotta that's hard for you, and trying to deal with someone.
But on another point, Rod, I think a lot of those lucha type guys we're going to see a lot more lucha type matches and stuff like that with Triple H in charge too, because he appreciates that style.
Tickets on sale now. Ticketmaster.com.
Eddie Thorpe is in dire straits right now. I mean, the referee.
Point being, Axiom versus Dragon Lee. That was a lucha style match. And on the main roster,
Dragon Lee versus Santos.
Dragon Lee versus Santos. Not as lucha as people thought it was going to be, but still a good lucha match.
For Eddie Thorpe tonight.
Look at all the battles we've seen from Eddie Thorpe. You know, we talk about Dijak, we talk about Deadline and the Iron Survivor Challenge match. Who can forget the strat match that he and
Exactly, Riccardo, and that's the problem when you have too many titles. I'm glad that, like, yes, Dom has the North American title on the main roster and he's showing it off, but he doesn't defend it on the main roster. So it brings eyes to the product without it being something that's going to eventually water down other titles.
You're nothing. Embarrassment. Goes back to Lawler's point that if Braun makes it to Deadline, makes it to the Iron Survivor Challenge matchup, he'd be the favorite. And take a look again. The rights to lefts, the elbows, no effect on Braun Breaker. Eddie Thorpe is going to have to figure out something and figure it out quickly, Booker.
This is Eddie Thorpe's last gas right here. He's going to let it all hang out no matter what. I like that about this kid. He's got a lot of courage. He's got a lot of heart. And just sticking it out this long tells me a lot about Eddie Thorpe.
Thorpe has been waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the moment. This is that moment. This is possibly that golden opportunity. If Eddie Thorpe can somehow crawl back into this matchup, make his way to Deadline, then could he be the Iron Survivor Challenge winner? Not even able to get back to his feet, though, again, trying to look for another suplex. And how much is being taken, though, out of Eddie Thorpe in these moments?
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm looking at Braun Breaker. He's taking big shots, but he's absorbing every one of them.
I can see that, Riccardo. I can see that.
NXT Universe trying to will on Eddie Thorpe as this the second qualifying matchup, as we mentioned, for the Iron Survivor Challenge match at Deadline. It's Eddie Thorpe, it's Braun Breaker, as selected by Jerry the King Lawler. But look who's back on his feet! Devastating spear!
Exactly what I was talking about.
Braun qualifies for Deadline.
Yeah.
Here is your winner, Braun Breaker.
All day.
I can't get over a series of suplexes from Eddie Thorpe.
Every shot seemed to just make Braun Breaker just a little bit stronger.
And a little bit hungrier. Bang! Oh, that is off after several high-impact moves from Eddie Thorpe. Braun Breaker just bounced up and speared Thorpe like nothing had happened. And now it's Braun Breaker who's headed to Deadline. It's Braun Breaker who's headed to the Iron Survivor Challenge matchup. And is Braun Breaker now the favorite to become the next Iron Survivor?
Hey, you peeped that video NXT Anonymous posted?
Yeah, I seen it, man. Lex is king.
I knew it was this sucker. Weird ass dude, man, following you around, attacking
JB,
you.
good, Jay.
You're not late. You're everything.
Between us. Damn.
Man, he jumped me from behind.
On top of that, man, he cost me my qualifying match last week.
I know.
Well, we gonna get our lick back. Yeah. Here's what we gonna do. Tonight he's got a match, so we gonna make him pay. Trying to separate the hottest duo in NXT. Is you with me?
You know there's nothing I want more than to knock his ass out. He jumped me. That's what he deserved. That's how I get down.
That's how you get down.
But I gotta be smart about this, man. And look, man, I got the Iron Survivor
So, Jay, we had the
Challenge
tag team title match, really good match. We had the women's
or no one is gonna distract me from taking
Iron Survivor qualifier.
we had women's Iron
King's gonna
Survivor,
get his.
Survivor and men's Iron Survivor
now,
matches so far. And we had an announcement that the
gotta keep
main
my
event
eyes on
tonight
the
is going to be
prize.
Frazier versus Dragunov.
Well, I don't have a prize to keep my eye on, Trick, because Lex just took that.
I think
from
the
me.
spear and super kick are both overused,
Look,
which
man,
sucks.
Look, we're better than that now, man. We don't have to distract during matches. We don't have to jump people from behind no more, man. We past that now.
We are?
Yeah. We are.
Yeah. We are.
King gonna get his, man.
He gonna get his. I'm telling you.
I do think Mello jumped Trick. And that video was meant to kind of.
I'm not gonna be in the Iron Survivor Challenge. Neither is Kiana James.
Actually, Roxanne, when I was talking to Shawn Michaels, he mentioned that next week there's going to be 2 last chance matches.
Wait, really?
One for the men and one for the women. So everyone who didn't qualify gets one more shot at going to Deadline.
Okay, so I still have a chance.
Yeah, sure you do.
But you know who else has a chance? Kiana James. So your desperate little last chance just went to 0 chance.
Booker! Women's locker room more chaotic than the parking lot.
Okay.
So we've got Ava Rain there.
Yeah.
I guess back to being a normal person? I don't know.
May 18, 2021, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, steel cage for the North American Championship. Gargano, I will not let you deny my destiny.
The champion is down. The challenger about to fly.
Looks like we need an NXT Women's Battle Royal. Yeah. So it looks like I guess they're going to add a 5th person to each Iron Survivor match.
6.
No, there's 4 in each match.
There's 5 right now, and they're going to do add a 6.
No, you've got Blair Davenport, Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, and Kaylani Jordan.
And hold on.
North American Championship implications in our 4-way main event tonight.
This isn't the main event tonight?
No, the main event is the Wesley match.
Oh, okay. I'm good with that.
And on the men's side, you got Braun Breaker, Trick Williams,
Dijak,
Briggs, and Dijak. 4.
Okay, so you can. Okay.
They're adding a 5th.
And earlier tonight, Ilya Dragunov did not like what Nathan Frazier was talking about. Dragunov, a man of honor, a man of integrity, goes one-on-one with Nathan Frazier. The NXT champion is in action live next here on NXT.
So I do obviously have a feeling that Corbin will come out at some point. This could be one of those things that he distracts Dragunov. I don't think he hits him necessarily, but distracts him enough that Nathan Frazier could get a sneaky win here.
Mm-hmm.
Which could mean, regardless of who comes out of Deadline as champion, which I think Dragunov's going to keep it, but Nathan Frazier should be up for that a title shot. And considering that he got, the NA championship, cheated out of the Heritage Cup, but I also don't necessarily see him beating Dragunov a second time or beating Corbin for the title, but we'll see. I mean, I'd love it. I love Nathan Frazier. He's so good.
When he gets on the main roster, man, it's just going to be explosive. All right, it's a good time. I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom.
I was looking at Royal Rumble tickets. That's the thing I had to check on. They're still mad expensive. They're crazy expensive. I went to the last 2 Royal Rumbles and they were half the price of what they are for the cheapest seats. I'm kind of hoping in January they get some resales or something. I don't know. Let's say MJF didn't resign. Could his character even work in a PG environment? Yeah. The thing is, all you have to do is take out the cursing. That's it. And even then, you can say bitch. And every now and then, WWE will drop a bullshit in a promo. You can't do it every promo, but all you have to do is not curse. And there's nothing else about his character that would have to change. All you'd have to do is just stop cursing. That's all. It would work.
I think he's relying on it less and less, Rada, in his face time period right now. but I mean, you can still see he wants to.
Well, like when he does like fired up promos, he relies on it heavily, but he can work around that. Tickets right now are $160 for like the nosebleed for the Rumble. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Last two Rumbles, the tickets were like $60. So when I went to St. Louis 2 years ago for the Royal Rumble, my plane ticket and my ticket to the Royal Rumble cost me less than $160. I was able to get a round trip flight for $90 after taxes. I spent $90 on a round trip flight, and I spent $40 on my ticket.
And yes, folks, if we do not get a chance to make it to Royal Rumble, we will be streaming it on TikTok. But
we'll stream it on everything.
Also
if we don't get to go, we'll stream it on everything.
Yeah, we'll stream it on everything. But if we do get to go, unfortunately,
hold on. We got a big comment in YouTube. I'm trying to read it so I can read it out. Let me talk to you. Yeah, that's a good one. Well, LA Knight. CM Punk is a new World Heavyweight Champion in Royal Rumble or WrestleMania 40. Yeah, the new Undisputed Universal Champion is American Nightmare Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. I mean, there's a possibility. There's a definite possibility that CM Punk does win the title off of Rollins. I don't know if they're going to... I honestly don't know if anytime soon they're going to put a title on CM Punk. One, because you don't really need to. And two, that's a drastic change to plans they already have laid out. That's a drastic change. And you're definitely going to make the locker room turn sour if you're changing huge plans. Give CM Punk a title.
About the lifestyle. He even talked about Dragunov's son. There is a line you just don't cross. Am I right, Book?
Yeah, you don't want to bring family into a situation, especially with somebody like
the other one, but I'd love to see a huge upset and Rollins drop the title to Jay next week.
I could only compare it to a man,
I mean, I'd be down for it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd be down for it.
I mean, it would give a chance for Randy to go after Jay, too.
To be away from his
well, no, it'd be Drew. Drew's going after the title. And so if he costs Seth the title, he can then go after Jay to kill two birds with one stone. Go after the world title and a bloodline member.
He didn't come up with a silver spoon in his mouth or anything. He worked for it.
Former bloodline member, but
he earned it through hard work. I love it.
Man. Oh.
Ilya Dragunov fired up tonight.
I think someone forgot to tell people. Like Dragunov and Gunther that it's meant to be fake.
If Wesley wants an opportunity at the North American title at deadline, he's got to win tonight, and to do so, he's got to defeat three of the best to ever hold that championship. That in our main event. But here is Ilya Dragunov, the NXT champion, taking it to Nathan Frazier. The champion sees no honor in talking about someone like the way Nathan Frazier did.
Big boy matchup, but this right here, this match right here, Nathan Frazier and Ilya Dragunov. This is the main event anywhere in the world, dog. Anywhere.
Right, that happened before, and it was considered match of the year contender. And if it happens again in the WWE roster, I'm hoping to get something similar.
Oh, good God.
I like everything about Baron Corbin. I mean,
Dirty.
National Football League done so much in the WWE, but this is NXT where these young
just
guys
a German suplex. We see him all the time. Wow. God, did that look devastating.
Look around the NXT universe. The NXT universe starting to serenade Ilya Dragunov, who again has not taken his foot off the gas in this matchup, and finally a spark, something from Frazier.
I don't think I'd want to take it either.
I've been saying it for quite some time. All this young man needs is a spark to light the flame, and a big win tonight over this man, Ilya Dragunov. Oh yes, you'll be all over the internet tomorrow.
Big knee under the jaw, and look, for Nathan Frazier. He also knows a victory tonight would put him possibly in championship contention.
Oh! God!
My word.
That's it, big.
There we go. This match is definitely showing what it could be.
Damn.
Where in the world did Nathan Frazier?
That was a shot. That was a shot heard around the world right there by Nathan Frazier.
Nathan Frazier said that Ilya dragging off his wound too tight. Sure, that kick will loosen up a few screws.
Nathan Frazier showing that he can chop too.
Right back into the champion. And look, I know there was a back and forth, but the one thing that stood out, Nathan Frazier also recognized.
Look, in my day, I prided myself on hellacious chops, and I'm pretty sure I can still throw one hell of a chop. But I don't know if I'm throwing it on the level these guys are throwing it. My God.
I mean, you gotta remember, too, these guys got some past in NXT UK as well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
NXT is killing it. Ilya.
Talk about Nathan Frazier.
NXT is killing it.
Like
I love NXT. I'll say it. I will say it till I'm blue in the face, man. NXT is the best wrestling television show on the market.
Frazier's in for a fight, but one thing I always say, you gotta separate Ilya Dragunov from his senses. He's just that tough. He's just that tough.
Looking for Constantine special instead. He found Nathan Frazier.
The way Nathan Frazier catches guys like that, it looks so fucking clean. I do not know how he does it. It is so smooth.
Now with the NXT champion.
All the way to the top. Looking for that Phoenix Splash.
Oh.
High risk, no reward. Here we go.
No one was there. Back in comes Dragunov. Rocking Frazier. Then Dragunov again. Hoisting Frazier up. Planting him with a...
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, I hate that move. Oh.
I hate that move.
Oh.
Dragunov wants to make an example out of Nathan Frazier.
Exclamation.
Frazier's out.
Right there. Oh,
check him, rep. Don't talk about a
No interference.
family.
Interesting.
Yeah, no interference. Just a clean win, but god damn. That was a hell of a match. Wasn't a long one, but god damn.
It was everything it needed to be.
Booker, you can feel the rage. I mean, look in the eyes of Nathan Frazier. You can feel the rage in the champion.
It's a saying in my neighborhood. Get some, want some. Your ass better be big enough and bad enough to take some because it's home, man.
We're talking about moves and we're not going to take it, something like that. I will never in my life want to take an H-bomb. Ever.
Look. Obviously, so in wrestling, you're not supposed to throw closed fists. So, you know, a lot of guys, they exchange elbows, you know, back and forth. I got my jaw dislocated from that. From a standard elbow exchange. So when I tell you that I'm not taking the H-bomb, I'm not taking that. I don't care how safe Dragunov is. And I'm sure he's safe.
Ilya, my man.
But he's dropping all his weight down.
Look, I figured I'd make this easy for you. Talking to you through a screen, I mean, that's how you talk to your family, right? I can make this all warm and fuzzy, but dude, you are breathing fire. Look at you. Look what you just did to a guy you used to call a friend. I mean, you beat the living hell out of him, all because he said, my life is better. That's a fact. It is. You only have...
By the way, Corbin's house is fucking amazing.
And that just so happens to be the one
we saw it last week.
I'm
Holy shit, what a house.
My life. So at deadline, I'm taking that title from you, and you will have nothing left. And me, I'll have everything. And you can take your nothingness back to Germany. You can go back to your family. Hell, Ilya, I'll upgrade your ticket to first class as an early Christmas present. Look, man, I can see it. You are ready for deadline right now. But just wait. Next week, we'll be face to face. Enjoy your lonely night.
I love this version of Corbin.
I do too. This is a great version of Corbin. I also, if you watch his TikToks, he has this big round grill. It's a flat top style grill.
Lyra,
I want that thing. It is badass. I want that grill so bad.
But what's next for you?
That was a great line about the early Christmas
Deadline.
present.
Whoever wins the Iron Survivor Challenge.
Very smooth
There's
promo.
Tiffany, she's the big favorite. Then you've got Lash on the size of her leg. You've got Kalani Jordan, who's rising up quicker than any woman I've ever seen here. And then you've got Blair Davenport. Very dangerous woman, especially if you meet her in a car park at night. Then you've got whoever wins this last chance match. Either way, Deadline is going to be very...
I'm just passing by to say that next week I'm making the most of my last chance, and it won't matter if I enter first or last, but I'm leaving Deadline as the Iron Survivor, which means the next person you'll be defending that title against is the top shelf of NXT.
Fallon, you're someone whose talent I've never doubted. If you win, that's a match I'd look forward to.
Me too.
Doesn't even matter. Oh, because if you win, Lyra would just beat you anyways.
Who's that?
Is she with you?
Not with me. Good
I
luck.
couldn't see who it was.
I don't know.
Bye, Lyra.
I couldn't see who that was.
In martial arts, we're
I don't
taught
know,
not
Max.
to
That's what we're trying to figure
think, but
out.
to feel.
Anybody see who, like, if anybody was able to see who that was, please let me know. 'Cause I could
To have
not
a
tell who
clear
that
and
was.
calm mind and be ready to act, you must trust your instinct. And my instinct is that Ariana Grace believes she's better than everyone else.
Thank you.
She never shuts up and makes everything about herself.
Beauty, grace, perfection.
I don't know. I couldn't tell who it was. It was very
Ariana
dark.
may be a decorated beauty
Hard to tell.
queen, but I'm a decorated third-degree black belt in karate.
Oh, hey, Discord just let me
And
know
when it's
we're
time to
live.
step through those ropes, it's not about
You know, an
hand
hour and a
waving
half
sequin
into it.
gowns. It's
Thanks,
about
Discord.
competition. And with my name repeatedly coming out of Ariana's mouth, I think it's time I
have
kick
no
that
clue who
mouth
that
shut.
was.
Carmen, Grace, next.
We're getting Ariana versus Carmen Petrovic.
Nice. We're still up in the air.
Yeah,
We don't know.
no idea who that was. I can't like rewind it and look or anything like that. And unfortunately, like because so quick insight to my setup. I have my laptop and then I have a 55-inch monitor. You would think on a 55-inch monitor I would have a big enough picture, but I have multiple windows open on this monitor so that I can see everything. So my spectrum watching is literally it's in the corner. So I've only got like a 20-inch screen version that I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
And
I'm watching on my phone, so.
Yeah, so I have no idea. No idea.
Paxley?
Peyton Paxley? That's a good call. I just couldn't tell. Like, it was just very dark, and on that side of the screen, I just couldn't tell who it was. It also doesn't help that I have one of my lights behind the monitor on this side, like it's off to the side of the monitor. So looking at the left side of my screen, the light is right there, so it made it extra dark in that corner.
Her name is Carmen Jordan Woodley. Okay, so conflicting reports right now.
No, Carmen is the girl who's going to be facing Ariana Grace. That's not who we're talking about. We're talking about the woman that was kind of behind the curtain during that Lyra promo. And isn't Paxley who walked up? Oh, wait, wasn't Tatum Paxley one of the ones in the breakout tournament? Okay. Yeah, it could be Tatum Paxley. Johnny, you might have nailed it on the head. You might have nailed it on the head. Yeah, she faced Danny Palmer in the... Okay. That could have been Tatum Paxley. When I glanced at my phone, I thought it was Nikki Cross, but then I had to do a double bet. Yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Nikki Cross because she spoke, and Nikki right now is in some kind of weird catatonic state, which I hope they do pay off.
Yeah.
I love Crazy Nikki. It's got to pay off at some point. Something's got to come.
Like when she first came to NXT, it was the whole sanity thing. So that's how it got paid off and stuff like that. But now, I don't know.
So this, I don't know if you guys, you guys are seeing it on TikTok. There's this buy Paisano grill thing. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's not. I don't know if it's $120 cool.
It's also a one-shot wonder thing.
Yeah, like it limits the size of your pizza. I have a pizza stone that you can put in the oven and do stone pizza in your own oven. That stone I've got, it's a full 14-inch stone. So I can do up to an extra large size pizza. That stone cost me $30. And it is a heavy duty, well-made pizza stone. So why would I spend $120 on that when it's literally what it's an oven?
Just got that.
It's an oven broiler on top. You saw it. It's just a standard oven broiler style coil on top. It doesn't rotate, so it's not like the pizza's turning like it would in some ovens. Like, I don't know. That didn't feel like that. Felt really gimmicky and not really anything worth having. And are you honestly going to use it enough just to justify $120? Yeah, it looked kind of like an but it wasn't an air fryer. It was an oven. Like I said, it had the coil, the metal coil, burner coil. So it's just an oven. That seemed weird to me.
Hello! Alpha Academy, you dafties. You're out here making demands of us.
They're crying because you kept your Heritage Cup last week.
And still, because ain't nobody taking this cup away from you, okay?
Yeah, you transcended from being a sports entertainer into the purest form of energy, my brother.
That's why you're my main man, Menza. Chad Gable, last week, you did run me close. I'm solid beyond belief. And I survived your ankle lock.
Because you're a survivor!
And at deadline, you're going to be the next.
So the Ninja I have is the Ninja. It's the Ninja Grill XL, the air fryer and grill combo. And it's not coils. It is a genuine air fryer, and I love it. But even that's $100.
Nothing would make us happier.
That was $100, and I didn't even buy it. It was a gift from my uncle, but it was only $100.
So, Mr. Gable,
and it can do a lot of things.
Oro, Lash, we'll see you next
I can do all
week.
kinds of stuff with it, not just a
dinner.
pizza stone in an oven. Like,
bye.
Yeah, I don't. That seemed like a gimmick thing.
Do you even care about me? Or am I just a quick moment of thought before you moved on, forgetting that I existed?
He's
There's
under the ring.
people in this world that think that I'm beneath them, that I'm lower than them.
That
So
could
I
be,
decided
but I bet you it works better than that pizza
I
oven.
needed to get a better perspective. I wish that I could refrain from caring about what other people's opinions are. I do wonder how it's going up there. If this will be a successful victory or an agonizing defeat. Hey! Good luck up there! Being beneath you is where I'm wanted. And this internal struggle that I have, this new perspective, is something that I'm dealing with. But it's hard. It is so hard. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, whoever that is now. And maybe I know, but then again, maybe I don't.
Interesting.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing Oriana Grace.
Is he under the ring right now? Book? Trying to look around, trying to see the.
You know what? I know we got a match. I got an idea. Why don't you go check it out? Why don't you go under the ring right now and see if there's something under there? Go ahead.
And let you alone on headset by yourself? Shucky ducky quack quack, I think not.
I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, I'm sure Twitter would love that, or X, whatever you're calling it these days. I'm more worried about.
I bet you your Ninja still does amazing
Joe
work.
Gacy's been under the ring.
Yeah.
I like the Ninja line. They do some pretty good stuff.
All right, mind your business. Okay, you didn't want to go check it out.
They said it was moments ago, so I imagined he was under there during the Dragunov Frazier match.
You're a Hall of Famer.
They are.
Maybe you can give him some...
We got action. We got action
nice
going on
pivot. Let's try to focus on this matchup because the question I have about Ariana Grace, does she talk too much?
Look,
that seems to be the issue here.
It's very simple. A closed mouth don't get fed. You ever heard that before?
No.
You ever heard that? Well, I'm telling you right now. You got to speak up. You got to let it be known that you are here, and that's Ariana Grace, man.
That's a third-degree black belt versus a beauty queen in this matchup. And Carmen's
I cannot give enough praise to Ariana Grace either. Even through injury, she improved and got better. She is lineage. She's a second-generation superstar. Her father, Santino Marella.
Some recognition. You got to be able to talk loud.
But she's come out here and has made something of herself and really leaned into the character. She's good in the ring.
Petrovic turning it right around. And, well, speaking of which, I got to get your thoughts on next week's last chance matches for the men and the women to make it to deadline. As
I'm in Derek Fryer. I make so much stuff in it. Not sticking through right now. Yeah, exactly. It's only $13 to replace it.
Wild card. One last shot. One last shot to glory. I like that.
Well, how does Grace like this? Answering right back, and look at Petrovic baiting her in very slowly. And it's Carmen who believes Grace thinks she's better than everyone.
Look,
do you see that, or is Grace misunderstood? Is Grace misunderstood?
And I think Petrovic, it's very early on in her career. She's another NIL signing, but she is also a third-degree black belt, martial artist. She is definitely an athlete. I have a feeling she might end up being pretty good as well. I think there's a bright future for her as well.
Have you been in the locker room of a beauty contest?
I'm glad to see them. Sorry. I'm glad to see them starting to lean in more of the martial arts side of her character and stuff like that, like the submissions and stuff.
Joe Gacy is somewhere underneath that ring and has
Well, they've always done the martial arts stuff throughout the entire breakout tournament. She, was using a martial arts style offense.
Want to get along, which was actually one of Ariana Grace's points a few weeks ago.
Maybe they're doing like a hall monitor.
Whoa, roll through, shoulders down one more time, near fall.
A locker room monitor, maybe an enforcer to keep the ladies, on track. But me personally, I like the discourse. I like everybody being at odds. That's what this thing is all about.
An enforcer could be Carmen Petrovic, as we heard for the NXT Women's Champion.
Crowd's a little split.
Kyria, who said every woman poses a threat. Whoa!
Oh, there's Joe Gacy. And he stole the bell.
Did he just take the ring bell?
Why?
What's Joe Gacy doing with the ring bell?
He just stole the ring bell. Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
I'm very curious to know where they're going with the Joe Gacy character. I'm also curious to know where they're going to go with Ava Raine, because right now it looks like she's just kind of stuck as, a generic backstage character right now. But
yeah, that was very random.
It was random, but also it was kind of cool. Yep, they literally fight forever because the bell never rings, so they just got to keep going. We're on day 712 of the Ariana Grace Carmen Petrovic match. Currently, they are eating because they have not eaten in days. Oh no, a food fight is broken out. Ariana has thrown her salad at Carmen.
We want to talk about an Iron Woman match.
I know there's a legend about a wrestling match that went on for like 3 days. I don't know if it's true, but
it was in Japan. I can't remember.
Way back, yeah, but I know there's like some legend about it.
I mean, I got to see the match on the train. I got to see the match in the cave. I know there.
I'm sure by the time we come back from commercial, they'll have a new ring bell out there.
It would be funny if the timekeeper's got his phone up to a mic.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Good Burger too. I might even like do a stream where we watch it here on TikTok. When does it come out? I know it's coming out soon. It's in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Who do y'all think would win between Lash Legend versus Jakara Jackson? I think Lash Legend would win that.
Yeah.
Is it out already? I thought it wasn't coming out till December.
This is why we love talking to you guys, because you bring us information.
It came
like,
out
what?
November 22nd? Are you kidding me? God damn it. All right. I think on Sunday, I'll do a watch along here on TikTok for it.
Paramount Plus? Okay.
Would have watched it already.
Stolen before the break, as these two have gone back and forth throughout this matchup.
Does the bell really matter? The referee can still do his job.
He could get fired.
The referee can still do his job.
Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to watch Good Burger too.
Who cares about the timekeeper?
Okay. Doesn't hear you say that. But look, Ariana Grace is a very opinionated individual. That's why we're in this moment. That's why we're in this matchup. And it's Ariana Grace who, in this moment, is taking it to.
Say what you want to say about Ariana Grace, but you cannot say a whole lot about her in-ring prowess. She's been doing a hell of a job here.
Well,
you gotta give her
So we got a half hour left of the show.
Back up everything she has said.
Okay.
And can Wesley
We'll just wait a 4-way to be a 20-minute match.
into the fatal four-way later tonight? If he wins, he's got a North American Championship matchup at Deadline. If he does not, he will never again receive a North American Championship matchup as long as Dirty Dom is.
The only way I could see they could do that match quickly is like Johnny just lays down for Wesley, and Bronson and Cameron just turn their back.
Specifically the woman who she's in
They've got nothing in it.
Yeah, but Bronson's a heel, so he's not going to do that. I can see Cameron and Johnny doing it, but Bronson's a heel, a monster heel. He tried to kill Ivar, and then Ivar just stood. Like, what the hell was last night?
Such a
I had that
great
clip on.
match.
I had that clip on TikTok. Like, my God.
I saw it.
This really has been a war of
I was like,
words.
no, no.
Individuals. It has blown up.
My back started hurting so bad from watching that.
Nonetheless, it has gone to this one-on-one matchup here tonight live on
I can see that one going to a Vikings rules match.
Yeah.
Oh, cinching it in right here. She could get it locked. We might
not only
see
that,
somebody go
trying
to sleep.
to silence Grace.
Trying to go to sleep. Oh,
Grace, nice counter. Oh, wait a minute.
Come on, everybody point. Come on, let's go.
The official trying to do his job. Whoa. Hey, that was a thumb right to the eye.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Oh, you like that?
No.
And Grace.
Yeah, exactly, Rotado. I was, oh.
Into the cover, and that is a big.
No idea how Ivar just stood up.
What the hell is wrong with him? Vic.
That's your guy.
Wesley, we are moments away from the fatal four-way match where you'll be competing against three of the most decorated NXT North American champions in history.
Yeah, the fact that match is next, nobody's laying down.
It's gonna be a big night. They say that the man defines the title and not the other way around, but
Something about the North American
What if
title.
The only thing that's a little
Grimes
crazy,
gets knocked-
I'm attached.
the only thing that's crazy about this match is the fact that
That's why I have to be the one to
the
go to
only
Deadline,
one
and
who
I have
wins
to be
anything
the
if they
one to take it
win
off Dominic
is
Mysterio.
Wesley, and if he
Before I
loses,
get there,
he can never go against
Bronson
Dom ever.
Reed
He can never challenge for the
floats
North
like a
American title as long
butterfly,
as
hits
Dom
like a
has it.
truck.
But the other guys don't win a spot.
Always having a trick up his sleeve, and then
So
one of
why
the
would they fight
greatest
each other? Why would they not
set
just
foot
all
in
three
NXT
attack
ring, Johnny Gargano.
Wesley and take him out?
Yeah, the odds are definitely stacked.
So
Right.
that's a little bit of a weird
But
dynamic for the
Dominic also
match.
knows that I am willing to do
But
anything.
it's
It
going to
is
be a
an
great
idea,
match.
too. I mean,
to
there-
win the title back.
technically, right now, it's
What
got
if you
3
don't win
faces, 1
tonight?
heel.
You'll never be able to
What if
challenge for the
Grimes
North
gets
American
knocked out and
Championship
Karrion
again.
Kross comes in?
Maybe. Karrion Kross did post something about being ready and being
luck,
very
King.
angry.
It's not about luck tonight, Kenton.
Yeah.
This is desire.
We still have Briggs
Huge
versus
main
King.
event still to come.
Oh yeah, we still have this match.
Nice check.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Fallon Henley and Josh Briggs, Brooks Jensen.
Well, looks like we finally got the belt back where it belongs.
So I know at an NXT house show he got to come out to Journey's Separate
Really
Ways.
almost a proving ground vibe.
I wonder if they're trying to get the rights to that song for him
Prove it to himself.
for a solo
Prove
run.
it to his partner.
A big moment for this kid.
But he got to come out to Separate Ways at a house show.
We'll talk about that in a second.
And his opponent, Lexus.
He looks so much like his dad.
My point here. This is a chance.
It's exactly like his dad. It's crazy.
Preparation is the only look you're gonna have. This right here. This is not a tag team match. So why you got your partners out here? Why you got backup? Why you got distraction? That's what I'm talking about.
They go
That's what
everywhere
I'm thinking.
together.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
Well, look, what the point I want you to make is Lexus King earlier. We saw what does he gain? from
What a
showing the-
terrible picture of Brooke Jensen in that damn
getting in the face of it?
thing there. That's like one of his very first picks with NXT. And that's a, who did he piss off in the production truck?
As well as make a
I
name
don't know.
for himself. Fake. Big shot.
Because they've used pictures of him in solo matches before, and it's a more
In
current
control
picture.
Of Lexus King. You can see Jensen.
Yeah, those elbows that he's throwing, those are standard elbows. I got my jaw dislocated from that in a match. Actually, it wasn't even in the match. It was when we were going over the match in the back, talking about our first lockup, and he did it and not dislocated my jaw. So, yeah, those elbows can suck. And so I'm definitely not taking that H-bomb from fucking Dragunov. There ain't no way. I don't care how safe the man is. And I'm sure he is. I know it looks brutal. I know that, but like, I'm sure he's safe. But that dude is dropping down from the sky. Just momentum
seen
and
him do
gravity alone. Yeah, Jensen does remind me of Magnum TA as well. And that's something I think they should kind of lean into. Not so much like mentioning it and bringing it up, but just make his style like Magnum's. Magnum TA was a badass. That dude, he was like JBL before JBL was JBL. He wasn't a bully backstage, but he was brutal and hardcore and somebody you did not fuck with. If you pissed him off, he was going to fuck you up in the ring, and then in the locker room, he was going to fuck you up again. And it was justified. And nobody, I guess, like, all right, yeah, you fucked up. You earned this. So, it is what it is. TA was a beast, for sure. For sure. Guys, we just had a very quick celebrity drop-in. Straw Hat Goofy popped in real quick. He's a mutual of mine. I don't know if he's still around, but he did pop in for a second. So everybody say hi to Straw Hat. That dude is killing it on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you like, so when they break up the Briggs and Jensen tag team, which I'm sure they will, these guys have been doing a lot of solo stuff. Have Jensen go the kind of Magnum TA route, but get him the rights to Journey separate ways and have him come out to that, because that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody like, so the video got posted to TikTok and somebody's like, oh, they just changed his entrance music on TikTok. And I'm like, no, they didn't. He's singing along. You see Jensen singing along. So they definitely brought him out to separate ways.
Yeah.
And if you do like if you do a thing where maybe like they do a standard tag split where one guy turns heel and turns on the other, that's a great song for one of them to use. Like, even if Jensen stays face, if Briggs turns on him, Separate Ways is a perfect song for him to use because, yes, we've gone our separate ways. Dude, I'll always love you like a brother, but you turned on me, so now we've gone our separate ways. I mean, there you go. Story kind of writes itself. I just know that I obviously, like, getting the rights to a Journey song would be very expensive, I would imagine. But WWE has the pockets to do it. If you think that Jensen is somebody that you can build up as a main event player, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Can't blame Jensen for getting upset with Lexis King's comments earlier tonight, which has led to this one-on-one matchup.
Well, I think, so here's what I think, Corey, about with his dad. I love the promos and vignettes building up about, I'm not going to be my father. I'm not going to be Brian Pillman Jr. But what he's actually done, Lexis King is Brian Pillman 2.0. It is a modern version of what Brian Pillman was. And if he gets crazier over time, that's even better.
Yeah.
So he is actually paying homage to his father by saying he's not paying homage to his father by doing this gimmick.
We did not, but I understand. You also have to go off what Lexis King has said about making an impact.
Let's not point fingers until we got definitive evidence.
Yeah, Rotado, that was pretty smart, especially on Living Color's part.
Some references towards that. We also heard Lexis King make references towards Briggs and Jensen.
I think him not taking the Brian Pillman name is helping the character. Because if he was still Brian Pillman Jr. here, that's all anybody would talk about. Oh, he's just being his father. He's being his father. This is allowing him to shine on his own while simultaneously paying homage to his father by this gimmick. So I actually think it was smart. Now, I'm not a fan of the name Lexis King. I think it sounds like a car. But a name change, I think, was smart. Because you notice they never bring up his father. They let him focus on him being himself. But what he's doing is he's playing the Brian Pillman character. And see, Randy Orton, that's his real name. And he kind of had no choice but to have the Bob Orton thing. But they constantly bring up Bob Orton and they constantly bring up Dusty Rhodes, like Cody Rhodes' case. Yeah, it's always getting brought up and they cannot ever stand for. To this day, Randy Orton's father still comes up. His lineage still comes up. And he can never fully stand on his own because of it. This is the second to last match name here. We got Jensen versus King. Both of them looking pretty good.
And so is the NXT Universe. And there comes Jensen. This is what Jensen needs to do. He heard from Lexis King. Everything King had to say when he was stirring the pot earlier tonight. Think about Briggs.
Oh, love the kind of rocker guitar drop from King there.
What Jensen is doing right now.
Good sell. Very, very good sell.
Jensen looks like Cowboy Jake the Snake. Yeah.
Here we go. Can he do it?
Gotta imagine too that if you're Jensen, you don't like what Lexis King had to say about you, and you don't like the fact that he downplayed your best friend's accomplishments into the cover for the victory. King kicking out at 2.
No. Brooks Jensen could have had a win right there if he would have, shot half right there. Got a much harder hook right here. We would have had a 3 count. Trust me on that.
You don't often see superstars the size of Jensen go to the top and execute a missile drop kick like that. As Lexis King charging in, gets others. Carmelo.
What is Carmelo doing?
Well, look, Briggs doesn't want Jensen to get disqualified in this matchup. Carmelo Hayes obviously trying to get his hands on Lexis King, who's center of the ring. Drop it!
Ooh, I like that.
The coronation here tonight.
It's like he crosses the arms and then does like turns it into like a spinning neck breaker. I like that.
Carmelo Hayes said he had to take care of some business, but
I like that.
What Trick Williams said earlier, to settle things down. King takes advantage in the deceptive grin on the face of Lexis King.
NXT is a brand focusing on developing the superstars of tomorrow, but also a brand focused on innovation. On Saturday, December 9th at NXT Deadline, NXT will once again present a truly...
I had actually considered maybe flying up to Bridgeport to get, because the tickets for Deadline are much cheaper than Royal Rumble. I was like, oh, let me... But then I realized, like, I'd be flying into Bridgeport, Connecticut in December. Well, there's a damn good chance that there's, like, multiple feet of snow. I was like, I love snow, don't get me wrong. But maybe not. And flights to Bridgeport are way more expensive than I thought. Like, I can fly to New York City cheaper than I can fly to Bridgeport, like, by a lot. I can go to New York City cheaper than I can go to Bridgeport, Connecticut. I can fly to New York right now. I think I found a round trip ticket for $76 on Frontier, and I don't mind flying Frontier. It's fine. Frontier to Bridgeport, Connecticut. By the way, with a 4-hour layover on the way there and an 8-hour layover on the way back, was $300-something. That's so I can go to New York City for less than $100. Non-stop. Bridgeport, Connecticut would have cost me $300 and a shit ton of layover. In fact, I think one of the flights, because of the layover, was technically landing the next day. King really just has that star look about him, something you just can tell. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go to the main roster and do well then. Yeah, I agree, 100%. But yeah, I could not believe the prices to go to Bridgeport, Connecticut. In fact, I'm gonna look it up again and see if maybe they've changed.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way match. Introducing first.
Ooh, here's an idea. What if Ivar comes down to NXT and attacks Bronson?
Ooh, basically takes him out of the match.
Yeah.
The North American champion, Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio.
Stand up one time.
Shit, what day was Deadline again?
9th.
The 9th, thank you. So I fly up on the 8th, fly back on the 10th.
You know, if this keeps going on with WWE and overseas premium live events and stuff like that, we're going to have to get our passports.
Yeah, I know. Should Matt Riddle join Impact or AEW?
Impact.
As much as I would love him to, he's got to get his life straight first. He can also go the Matt Cardona route. He'll make a ton of money on the indies. He would never have to work for a major company again, and he can do whatever he wanted. So if he wants to stick to the lifestyle he's got, he may be best just sticking to the indies. So ticket prices have gone down, but it's still $218 for and again, and as comparison to Flight in New York, it's on the same screen, $89. So that went up $13, and it's still way cheaper. Now LaGuardia is 45 minutes from Connecticut, but I'm not renting a car because that's more money. And I'm certainly not taking an Uber 45 minutes, so that'd be expensive as fuck.
So I hate, what else to say? I hate to say this, but Cameron Grimes, I think, needs to come back to NXT and do a resurgence like Baron Corbin has.
Yeah, I agree. And I think he needs a world title run in NXT before going back up to the main roster.
The heroes welcome.
Yeah, Fats, that was a great story, especially with LA Knight involved. That was all a lot of fun.
Some consider Dom to be the greatest North American champion of all time. Come on. NXT Universe on their feet.
I'm gonna wait.
And a week from Saturday, 2 unique matches.
I wish he could come out to his classic NXT music, but you know.
Agreed. Now, with Johnny Gargano saying I'm home right there in NXT, I believe that 1,000% more than Punk saying it Monday night.
Yep.
Dominic Mysterio is the reason Wesley doesn't have a champion
right here. Abide for one thing right now.
I'm the reason that this championship is talked about.
Now, come on, man. Why this guy so love? Why did?
Well, the NXT Universe showing their love for all these former North American champions, and that, Dominic, we do have to thank you for. These three are back, and Wesley just got squashed, and there's Gargano, there's Cameron Grimes.
You know what I would say on that?
No.
Yeah, again, it kind of doesn't make sense for them to fight each other because they're not going to win anything out of this, but that's besides the point. This is going to be a great match.
On their feet, it's a fever pitch. It's the main event, and Bronson Reed is becoming a one-man wrecking crew in this main event that Wesley so desperately needs to win. Don't miss a second of the action. Our picture.
I'm kind of surprised they did that move only because the last time it was done, Ricochet got that bad concussion that still has him out of action.
Yeah. Right.
But I think Wesley obviously handled it better. He was able to do something with it. You also had 2 guys catching him this time versus 1.
Thank you. Yeah. So, to me, the story of this match is Grimes and Gargano are going to try to do everything they can to help Wesley win, but Bronson Reed is just such a big monster that he can take on all 3 guys and still stop Wesley from succeeding.
I mean, we'll see. Right now, it seems to be the story, but let's see if Johnny Gargano or Cameron Grimes get into it with Wesley, because then that kind of throws that all out the window.
It really does.
Ricochet is almost Darby Allin levels dangerous sometimes, I swear. Here's the thing. Besides that concussion, a lot of what Ricochet does looks dangerous, but it's actually not, versus Darby Allin, who is trying to literally kill himself every match. Darby doesn't do anything to try to, like, oh, God, Cameron. I'm trying to show points, and you're making yourself worse. That flip was too much. You landed on your head. That was dumb. But Ricochet, they look bad because the man's a very good seller. But he is protected most times. Again, the concussion aside. Whereas Darby Allin just is like, I will let my body fall where it lies. Whatever happens, happens. And that's just not good wrestling. It's not. It's terrible. And Darby Allin's not a good wrestler. He's not a good person, and he shouldn't be on TV.
Yep.
Because what he's also doing is he's fueling a lot of people to go into their backyards and be wrestlers and just think that they can just fall wherever.
Yep.
Oh, I don't have to be trained. I look at Darby Allin's up there. He can do whatever he wants. I can do it too. It's the same way Spike Dudley used to take big bumps and not give a shit. Yeah, like Spike was another one who was very not safe. Will Shawn ever bring back Velveteen? No. There are often times you say never in wrestling, and 99 times out of 100, that is what you say. Never say never. Velveteen, on the other hand, is a creep of a person, and they will never bring him back.
Fatal 4-way, 3 of the greatest North American champions of all time.
Personally, I don't think Velveteen's going to have a job in wrestling ever again.
Now, there are some promoters out there on the indies that are probably willing to book him no matter what.
Dominic Mysterio
because they themselves are creeps. I mean, hell, there's a sandal with SCW going out there right now with some really gross shit. So, but see, it's like Velveteen will never come back. Darby Allin's one of those guys. Like, if his contract was up, or say, heaven forbid, and I don't want this to happen, but heaven forbid, AEW closed down, like their doors got shut, they went bankrupt, whatever. Darby Allin's one of those guys that would never even be on WWE's radar. He just wouldn't. Velveteen, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get banned on TikTok. I'll put it to you this way. There were DMs with people under the age of 18 that were incredibly inappropriate, and there were a lot of them. And I want to say several years under. So your theory goes out the window, Jason.
Yeah, it did. Okay, the thing, Corey, the thing with Cactus Jack McFoley, whatever you want to call him, it's a different time period. Completely different time
Here's the
period.
thing. Besides, like, the Hell in a Cell, which obviously that was just dangerous and all hell, Mick Foley, again, he's like Ricochet, where it looks super uber dangerous, but he knew what he was doing and he actually protected himself. So again, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much, Andre, but like I said, there was some DMs with some people well under the age of 18, and that's all I'll say. No, I don't think Alexa returns to the Royal Rumble. I think she takes her time, as every mother should. Think about Becky. When Becky had her baby, it was 3 months before she came back, and I think that Alexa should take all the time she wants with her new baby. Oh. Ooh.
So as I was saying, if you read McFoley's book about his career, stuff like that, you'll hear that all of his injuries were slight mistakes not by himself, or most of them are by his competitor. Like his ear loss and stuff like that, that was Vader throwing him way too hard into the ropes and him spinning and getting caught up in his neck.
Yeah.
The person we need to be thinking about right now is Bronson Reed. Bronson, what do you think about that, Dom? Talk to me.
I mean, Mommy gave me.
Yeah, they're trying to mimic. Corey, you're right. They're trying to mimic guys like that, but they're not doing it intelligently. They're not doing their research. They're not doing their training. They're just trying to. Oh! 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 I don't know who got that worse, Bronson Reed or Cameron Grimes, because Cameron Grimes just got a mouthful of gooch. Oh! That was just a mouthful of Bronson Reed's gooch.
That's some down under nuts.
Believe it or not, Corey, Terry Funk was incredibly safe. And the Funk Dojo was a place you would want to train. Between Terry and Dory, they've trained some of the best in the world. Terry Funk just knew how to make it look scary. But he was incredibly safe. You talk to anybody that worked with him a long time, he was really, really good. But yeah, whoever said, like, Corey, so many of the youth see the ECW style, they see the Mick Foley and Terry Funk stuff, and they try to emulate it, but they do it without properly training. They don't do their research. They don't learn. Welcome to Goochburger Home. Oh, Riccardo, that's my next shirt. I'm making it tonight. We're going to make a Goochburger shirt. A Tsunami Goochburger. Yes, all three of these guys, besides Wesley, the other three are on the main roster. Grimes, for some reason, is not getting a lot of play on the main roster, but I hope he does soon.
The pace has been quickening. Gargano flying! Oh! I just saw my life flash before my eyes.
I think this match is going to help Grimes get back into the spotlight.
I hope so.
Go through the fans like about this guy so much, they upset it. Wow.
Now, words, I was saying that I believe that Grimes needs to come back to NXT and get rebuilt back up.
Yeah.
But
no,
he is technically a member of the roster.
Corey, I didn't take any disrespect by what you were saying at all. I didn't. I didn't take that. I didn't take it that way at all. It's just one of those things, like, especially growing up, us old school guys, we see that and it just looks so scary and so deadly what Terry Funk could do. But having learned, like, I was very fortunate to go to Steve Kern's School of Hard Knocks. I've gotten to talk with Steve Kern about past wrestling and stuff and learn from them. Steve Kern has done nothing but ever praise the Funks and talk. And he would talk about that. He would always go back to Dory and Terry Funk. In fact, I think he went to the Funk. I think Steve Kern learned from Dory Funk, if I remember correctly. And so, yeah, I know a bit more about things, but yeah, it's great school. I don't know who's running it. I think it's still running. I don't know who's running it now. But
he wants one more crack. But right now he just got caught and it snapped, crackled, and possibly.
Oh! Woo! What a devastating DVD. That was done very well. Look at this last second pull him in. Oh, it looks much more devastating that way.
Wesley loses, he never again has to face
William, we're hoping.
North American Championship. Correct.
I'm almost 100% certain he's winning because it doesn't make any sense for him not to.
Will one of these other superstars maybe get an opportunity? National championship like Cameron Grimes. Maybe he can pull it off.
That wasn't part of the deal.
So Vic mentioned it, and Dom said that wasn't part of the deal. So nobody else wins anything here.
Did you forget I run all of WWE?
What would you say is the most dangerous looking but safe move? Ooh, that's a good question. Tombstone pile driver. Pile drivers are indicatively dangerous, incredibly dangerous. However, the way the tombstone pile driver is done, 99 times out of 100, your head is nowhere near the mat. Instead of dropping on his thighs and dropping to his knees like that, the Undertaker doing the tombstone pile driver is incredibly safe.
Because who can stop big Bronson Reed? This goes to show what Mommy has put together.
Look at this monster, Vic. Look at this monster.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh. Grimes definitely got the worst of that.
Yeah, all 4 stars are showing off tonight.
Covered almost. Cameron Grimes just kicked out, which also keeps Wesley's championship dreams alive. Have you ever seen someone with strength like Bronson Reed?
Look, you're talking about the enforcer, the ultimate enforcer. That's Bronson Reed.
Yeah, that's a
good one. Yeah,
that's another good one.
This was, I can't take all the credit. Mommy helped me on this one.
Oh, Mommy. I love Mommy.
I'm trying to think another one.
We're going over.
I'm sure there are others.
We're going to stay with this matchup until we have a finish.
Yeah, the last ride, I've taken a tombstone and I've taken old school. I was not the one who volunteered for the last ride. So we got to train with Undertaker. So Steve Kern's School of Hard Knocks got bought by WWE and it became FCW, which now became NXT. So what you're seeing now is thanks to Steve Kern's School of Hard Knocks. You're welcome. I'm just kidding. But when WWE bought the school, our ring was from the 70s. It was old as shit. And WWE's like, oh no, we got to get you guys a better ring. Here's what we're going to do. The Undertaker has an old blue and yellow WWF ring. He's not using it anymore, so we're going to have it shipped to you, and that'll be your ring. So the truck pulls up, the driver gets out, he helps us unload, we set the ring up, and he goes, hey guys, somebody rode with me, he wants to run the ropes with you. We were like, oh, okay. Sure enough, Mark Calloway, a.k.a. The Undertaker, steps out of the truck. He had driven from Texas with the truck to bring us the ring. And he ran the ropes with us. He worked out with us. I took a tombstone. Now, I'm 5'8" on my best day. He's 6'9", 6'10". My head was like that far from the mat when he gave me the tombstone. And then he did the old school, you know, on the ropes. And that was really cool. My former brother-in-law took the last ride powerbomb, and no thank you.
Fuck, 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 fuck your truck beard, fuck, fuck, fucking fuck shit dick and balls shitty fuckity fuck fuck.
Tommy! Hey, Tommy. We're very close to another subathon coming.
Yep.
I agree, Alexa. There's a little bit of weirdness in the whole fact that only Wesley can win a shot, but so that was over on Twitch. I have a speech to text thing that Tommy said that Tommy absolutely loves. So that's what that was.
Subathon.
Yep, we got a subathon coming December 2nd.
Unbelievable. Into the cover, covering both men, and there's big Bronson Reed.
So if you'd like to subscribe to Twitch, it's going to be on Twitch. You go to our Twitch channel. The link is in my bio, Corey. And we're going to be raising money for the World Food Center, as well as raising money for the podcast to bring in more stuff, get interviews, more bookings, stuff like that. Because a lot of bookings, unfortunately, cost money. So we want to interview people, but you kind of have to pay for them. So it'll be it's called Jacksepticeye, one of my favorite YouTubers. Does it? Oh my God!
He's like a little rabbit.
Holy hell, that was insane. No, I don't have subs yet on here. I don't know if I have enough. I don't think I qualify for subs yet here, Corey. I'll look into it, though. Hey, it's Ivar!
Called it.
These two beat the hell out of each other last night on Raw. Wow. Ivar.
Okay, Corey, I just looked into it. It looks like I might be able to do subs here as well. I will look into it, and here's how we'll do it. So anybody that subs during that time here on TikTok, that will also add money to the clock. It'll add time to the clock. So I'll look into that more this weekend to make sure I do qualify. They just said I did, but I got to double check that because when I looked last time, it said I didn't. So. But yeah, we're going to be raising money for the World Food Center for Thankmas. We're also going to raise money for the podcast so that we can get more fun stuff for you guys to see. There you go, Wesley. There you go. Thank you for the share, Corey.
He can't hear me now. But obviously, Dominic Mysterio,
that was a hell of a match. Granted, the story didn't quite make sense because nobody else won anything if they won, but
right.
It didn't matter because the match was straight fire. This is insane. This is insane. Off the second rope, jumping down. Good God Almighty. I've said it before, and I will say it again. NXT is the greatest wrestling product on the market today. Absolutely love NXT.
They did it again here tonight. Back in the ring, the cave-in connected, but so did the cardiac kick right between the eyes. And that punch, Wesley's ticket to Deadline for the golden opportunity to get his life back.
So good. And while we kind of predicted the Ivar interference, they did it at the right time, and it didn't really interfere with the match. Like it didn't Yeah, obviously it interfered in the match, but what I mean is it didn't interfere with like, oh, they took him out so early. No, it was at the very last second. It was well done. I think Wesley wins at Deadline. Oh, something happened in the parking lot.
The most dangerous place in NXT.
Roxanne and Kiana James beating the crap out of each other in the parking lot. Yeah, the parking lot is the most dangerous place in all of NXT. It's probably in all of wrestling. The NXT parking lot is the most dangerous place in all of wrestling. Oop, cameraman got knocked down. Okay.
Rada, honestly, like we said before, there's been 2 bad shows in NXT all year. Just 2.
Yeah. In the 48 plus weeks that it's been, 2.
Yeah.
2 bad episodes. Yeah, Tommy, Roxy
You went
going
out
in
there.
hard there. So that was cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Next week's going to be fire, as every week is with NXT. They are absolutely killing it week in and week out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for tonight's episode. Again, we're going to be doing a subathon. I'm going to look into doing subs here on TikTok. That's going to be the best way to do it. Subs will add time. Yes, Tommy, the future ex Miss Tommy is Roxy. I'm gonna hold you to that, Bob. I'm gonna hold you to that, brother. I want to be at that wedding and the divorce. But we're gonna do a subathon. We're gonna help raise money for the World Food Center via Thankmas, Jacksepticeye's big charity event. It's a lot of fun.
I love that woman.
I know you do, Tommy. I know you do. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do subs on TikTok. We'll do subs on Twitch. We'll also have a big donation leak directly for the food center. So it'll be a multiple kind of thing. We're going to do 1 day of the food center donations, and then the rest of the subathon will be based on that. The subathon will start at 24 hours.
She can pin me for a 3 count any day, if y'all know what I mean.
Tommy!
Yeah, you mean she could win the match. I get it, Tommy. No, she'd beat you clean. She's really good. But, so we're going to start with a 24-hour clock on the subathon. We will have Jackbox games to play. Maybe I'll do Resident Evil 4 or God of War Ragnarok. Maybe Steam will get back to me and I can get WWE 2K23 to work again. I doubt it. But we'll also have our regular programming as always. We'll also do like try not to laugh challenges where we play funny videos and try not to laugh and stuff like that. We'll have a lot of fun with it. We'll try to go as long as possible. I don't sleep anyways, but even if I have to, it'll be in little 2-hour increments, and I've got a couch right here that's super comfy. So.
I don't know, I think it's mutual. It would be a win-win. Lol, I don't know if I can say this, but I ain't pulling out. 18 years stuck with me, lol.
Tommy.
Well, 18 years is a really long match. I mean, we did get a bell stolen earlier, so we thought that was going to go forever, but 18 years is a long time to have a wrestling match, sir. But Murtado, absolutely happy to stream for you guys. We love you guys each and every week. You guys come in and you kill it. You guys are, one of my favorite things about all of you guys is that you're not toxic. You're not disgusting. You have a lot of fun, but you keep it. You don't insult anybody. You're not terrible people. You're all part of the great community, and you show us that there is a great community behind wrestling, a great community behind comic books and Star Wars, everything else. All the fandoms, you guys are why we do this, so we love it. So I'm so happy to do that for you. I know situations are rough for a lot of people right now. I'm happy to share all this with you guys, and I look forward to doing it.
Look, I'm just saying, match of the century. Boy, oh boy, I can only imagine. Gonna go find a Celsius, I'll be back, lol.
Tommy, of course, you are the best. You know I love you, brother. So that's going to do it for us today. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Look forward to Friday Night SmackDown exclusively on TikTok, as well as we've got the... oh, wait. Hold on. Nobody go anywhere. Let me pull up a calendar, make sure I get this right. Calendar.
Bye, you
Okay.
beautiful fuckers.
You're a beautiful fucker too, Tommy. We love you. So Friday, we got SmackDown. Saturday starts the Streamathon.
Okay.
So as part of that Streamathon, as a TikTok exclusive, we will have the Good Burger movie as part of it as well. So maybe we'll do that Saturday instead of Sunday. Depends on how much time we get added to our clock. But it's going to be 24 hours starting Saturday morning. And we will go 24 hours into that. And then any time that gets added to it as it goes. So this Saturday is when the stream subathon starts. So it'll be on, that will be exclusively on TikTok and on Twitch. It won't be on YouTube or Facebook because they have a limit on how long you can do that kind of stuff. So it'll be exclusively for those two platforms. But I'm gonna go look into the subscription thing on TikTok, and that'll work out. We'll make it all work, guys. Thank you everybody so much, and we will see you guys later.